Because why? No! I'm being told to go to the hotline because...
Famous person on the line.
Famous person on the line.
Here we go! Here we go!
I'm being told we have a famous person on the line. And welcome to the show, famous person.
Yes, hello, I'm a famous person.
Wait, what was that? What?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
How? Yes, hi.
Well, there seem to be two people on the line.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on there for a second. I thought it was some sort of Fight Club type situation where maybe there's two of you and you don't realize
No.
it. And look,
No,
if
we would
I'm
never talk about that.
if I'm ruining Fight Club for anybody, you had your chance to see it. Here, spoiler alert with Fight Club. It sucks. The spoiler alert. It sucks and it's for weird
Spoiler
children.
alert, if you're a young person, if you're a young man, it will destroy your brain for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And make you insufferable and no one will like you.
Yeah, you'll be very angry and not realizing you were the problem the whole time.
Exactly right. Which is, I know we don't talk about Fight Club, but that is exactly what happens in Fight Club. Spoiler.
Yeah. Rule number one
the
about
problem the whole time.
What is that?
There's someone else in the line.
There's something else. What is that music
There
that
we
keeps
go.
poking through?
There seems to be a phantom caller.
Yeah.
Who has muted themselves
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Thank you, phantom caller.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. We got
But
John
you
Hodgman.
Can you hear me?
I can. I hear you perfectly.
Hello.
We got John Hodgman on the show. The legendary John Hodgman.
That's right. Rarely seen in the wild.
No.
Folks around here say he's just a story.
Yeah. And then you realize, John Hodgman, there ain't been no John Hodgman here for 100 years.
What's that? He picked you up on the road?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the middle-aged Sasquatch of Maine.
Are you in Maine?
Shaved middle-aged Sasquatch of Maine. No, I'm not in Maine.
You're not in Maine?
No.
You know who would say that?
I'm here in New York City.
Someone in
where I
Maine
live.
would say that. Someone in Maine would say,
What?
"Oh, you know, I'm not in Maine." You know, I know you're not in Maine because I don't hear no griddle in the background.
That's right. I'm not making breakfast sandwiches right now.
Because this guy, John Hodgman, first of all, what can't this guy? That's a shorter list. What this guy can't do. We might as well just list what he can't do. He's a writer. He's an actor. He's a performer. He's a singer. He's an old song and dance man. And then in his spare time, he works the griddle at some godforsaken hellhole up in Maine, making sandwiches because these fishermen. I think he owes them money, and he's working off some sort of debt. Did you sink like one of their fishing boats or something?
It was a lobster boat.
It was a lobster.
And it was a couple of them.
Yeah.
It was a couple of them. Let's just say I drank a little bit too much Moxie one night.
Yeah.
And I went out in my rowboat. And I said, I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if I stole a bunch of lobsters.
And
well, Tom, turns out the Maine lobsterman doesn't like to be stolen from.
You found out.
So, it escalated.
And I'll say this. It escalated. And I'll say this, John. These fishermen, they stick together, if you know what I mean. They all stick together.
They're fierce competitors with each other.
Yeah.
But when it comes to flatlanders and people with New York license plates like me,
they don't want to hear it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They want to put me in a wicker man fast.
Yeah. They want to put this guy, exactly, to put him in a bee cage or whatever that. Oh, the bees.
Bees.
Yeah. Bees.
But you know what, John Hodgman? I'm a slippery fella. They don't know that about me.
Yeah.
I'm not Nicolas Cage who's going to just let his head be put in a wicker bee cage and scream about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to slip right out of that cage, slip into the wilderness, live for a couple of days on roots and berries.
Yeah.
Then outflank them, sneak around back.
Yeah.
I go to their lobster boats.
Mm-hmm.
I swim aboard like a frogman.
Sure. As a frogman does.
That's right. Hop aboard, unzip unzip my wetsuit to reveal a tuxedo, of course,
Of course.
because I'm a cultured gentleman of New York.
Yeah.
And then I put sugar in there on all their lobster fishing boat motors.
Oh, and they hate that. They hate that so much.
Oh, they hate that. And then before I go, I leave my calling card to slap an I Heart New York bumper sticker on their boat and swim away.
Yeah.
I had to put the wetsuit back on. I had to put the wetsuit back on over the tuxedo. Yeah. It's a real pain. I'll be honest with you, Tom. It's a real pain in the neck for a piece of flair that no one's going to see.
Looks like that guy in the tuxedo there put another one of his stickers on our boat. Another one of the Flatlander did it again. They used to. I have family in Vermont.
Let me tell you what. I know where you're going. I can't wait to get there.
They called us Flatlanders. Oh, you Flatlanders. Oh yeah, you got. Yeah, trust me, we got mountains. Okay. What do you want me to? Oh yeah, no, I look at one end, I look and I see Philadelphia because it's just flat. And I look the other way, I see New York because it's flat that way.
Yeah, it's just flat.
Yeah.
Flatland. They call us Flatlanders because we all live in a two-dimensional world.
Yeah, Flat Stanley. Flat Stanley.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, Flat Stanley. We're all Flat Stanleys to them.
Oh, you guys are Flat Stanleys, huh? You got to read Richard Scarry. That's more our speed up here. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, Tom. This Flat Stanley from Brooklyn, New York, showed them a thing or two.
Yeah. You got to check out this Richard Scarry. There's a worm with a little German hat on. Driving a weird car made out of a hot dog.
No, now, Tom.
Yeah.
Don't you slander. Lowly worm drove a car shaped like an apple.
He did drive a car shaped like an apple, not like a hot dog.
Because he was a worm.
Yeah.
Not like a hot dog. Not like the Maine Red Hot. The hot dogs in Maine are bright red.
That's great. Look, these people in New England, I'm not here to... Look, you got some weird things you got to sort out. Candlepin bowling.
Yeah, I think
red hot dogs.
Unfortunately. Sorted into the dumpster of time.
Yeah. What's wrong? You can't a big person pins? You can't.
Now, hang on. Now you stop right there, young fella.
Uh-huh.
I won't have you slandering. Candlepin bowling. You won. Your 10 pins are all over the state of Maine. Mm-hmm. There isn't candlepin to be had. But I'll tell you one thing. Bert and I went down to the Candlepin Lanes about 5 o'clock Saturday morning. I said, "Start it up, Bert." We started rolling.
Bert
rolled one ball.
Uh-huh.
Got 3 pins down. That's 3 pins. 1 in the gutter, 2 deadwood that he can use against the other pins. I said to Bert, that's one advantage of Candlepin, isn't it? You can use the fallen pins to knock down the other pins. Adds a bit of strategy, doesn't it, Bert?
Yeah.
Bert said yes.
And you know what I say
Bert
to them?
A second. Excuse me, Tom. I'm in the middle of an old Maine story.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is, yeah. Go. By all means, go with the old Maine story. This is,
Bert rolled a second ball.
Mm-hmm.
Took down another 2 pins. One of the deadwoods spun out. Now, if memory serves, he got down 5 pins. Pretty good for Candlepin. It's a game of strategy. You ever watch Candlepins for Cash on Channel 25 out of Boston way, you'd know it's very unlikely to ever get a strike. It's one of the dullest games ever introduced. Not a lot of flash to it. Well, Bert, I said, you did a good job rolling the balls, those smaller balls that fit in the palm of your hand. Bert said, yeah. I said, are you all done, Bert? And Bert said, no, because, Tom, in Candlepin bowling, you get 3 rolls. Bert went back and started to roll again. He took 1 step, he took 2 steps. This was the sound of him stepping. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Lean back, rolled the ball. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clink! 1 more pin down. Missed the deadwood. Total score of 6. Not bad for Candlepin Bert. Bert said it wasn't. That's the end of the story.
I love it. This is
That's
just like the new Edgar Allan Poe. It's like Edgar Allan Poe 2022. John Hodgman once again proves another thing he can do to the list. He's a master, the master of horror, like another Maine notable, Stephen King.
I'm a classic Maine storyteller.
Yeah,
that's my homage to the classic Maine comedy of Bert and I, which is very, very popular in Maine and not known anywhere else.
Yeah.
A storyteller named Marshall Dodge. But I told you something interesting, didn't I? Because Candlepin Bowling has 3 rolls. You get 3 balls, not 2. And it's very strategic, and you can use the deadwood. I think it's a classic game. Different kind of game. I don't think you should be down on it, Tom.
Look, the way I sees it, if these fishermen and all these people up there, they're always talking about how tough they are, because apparently they're not tough enough to deal with a grown-up bowling ball. I guess, you're so tough, right?
I'll let them know you say that. Maybe you'll find yourself making breakfast sandwiches at the general store in order to pay off a debt and get your family rescued from the ocean cave where they've been kidnapped and held. That's why I do it, Tom. Also for the love of the sandwiches.
Yeah, I love how you're just like are we done with the debt yet? No, you got I'd say about 4,500 more of these egg and cheese sandwiches to put together before you're off the hook. Fancy pants. Yeah, you're just working that grill.
I'm smart. I'm from New York.
Look, these. How are you, John? First of all, what's going on with you these days? Your show Dicktown was an absolute triumph. I loved season 2.
Oh, so nice. Thank you very much, Tom. We had a wonderful time making both of those seasons. Dicktown, me and David Reese. It's up there on the Hulu streaming platform.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom, here's my question.
No,
How are you? Because I just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing this. I mean, look, you're no stranger to doing this. You know what I mean?
No. Thank you, John.
When this has to be done, you do this.
I do it, yeah. And I just say, what else do you want me to do? Why? I'm wired that way. Is it healthy? Right. No, it's not healthy at all. I'm broken. I got a broken brain. But I keep.
Yeah.
I'm like a broken. I'm like when your computer starts to break and you're just like, when like the screen like will flash and then go black and you're just like, uh-oh, and then it gets normal again and you act like that didn't happen, but in the back of your mind this computer just told me it's not going to go the distance. The countdown clock has begun.
It's I mean, here in New York it's early in the morning.
Yeah.
But where you are it's the dead middle of what, 3:52 a.m.?
3:52 a.m. Yes, and we're doing it, and we've had so many guests, John Hodgman, many great people.
What's been happening? What did I miss while I was
This is who's been on the show. Kurt Vile.
Yes.
Joe Firestone. Julie Klausner.
Wait a minute, Joe Firestone, star of Dicktown on Hulu?
Yeah, star of Dicktown on Hulu.
Wow. Julie
Klausner had Conan O'Brien, had
really
Sudan
Son
Archive.
Of Brookline, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's from your neck of the woods up there, Candlepin country.
Yeah, Candlepin Town.
Yeah, Yastrzemski country is what we call it, because there was a baseball player named Carl Yastrzemski. And I know you don't care much about sports, unless it's a hockey team that some guy was just like, oh, what am I gonna do? I'm bleeding. We're just bleeding money here with this. What am I gonna do? That's when you were like, I'm listening.
I'm a fan of extinct hockey teams, especially hockey teams that like torch their own stadium to get out of debt.
You're like, hey, what about the New York Rangers? And you're just like, let me take a look at their books. And you're like, these books look pretty. This team seems pretty solvent.
Right. By which I mean breaks even.
Yeah, I'll pass on this. You're just like, but I hear rumor that there's a team that plays in a shopping mall in Connecticut. What was that team again? The Hartford Whalers?
The Hartford Whalers.
Yeah.
Probably the best team overall in extinct hockey. In the history of extinct hockey.
And what's a team another one of these extinct hockey teams?
Well, I mean, the Quebec Nordiques are the most tragic team in extinct hockey.
Yeah.
And extinct hockey is only a league of tragedy teams. Because first of all, it's hockey, which is already tragic, and then it's stories about teams that have failed.
I didn't care much for the Quebec Nordiques, but I did like the Quebec Nordines, which was the team Ken Nordine owned. And these are the things we get away with in the middle of the night. Ken Nordine references.
Sure.
You see, right now we're playing to security guards, truckers, night watchmen. This is who we're toll takers.
Toll booth, the final toll booth taker.
The final toll booth taker. Cash only.
Cash lane toll booth taker.
Yeah.
That's a title for an album or something.
Yeah. I think it might be
warehouse workers. Did we say warehouse workers?
Yeah, I think we covered that with well, maybe not. Literally I think night watchmen cover that. They're like got their flashlight out. Not unlike an episode of Dicktown on Hulu with the characters on that show poking around with their flashlights, seeing what's what.
Hey, it's a funny mystery series. You can watch it, but look, we've all done our best to get people to watch Dicktown. Everyone's had a bite at that lowly worm car apple. Let's just talk about.
Now, what's up with what is up with Dicktown? Is it?
Honestly, we don't know yet. We don't know if we'll get to make more.
Well, this is what I say.
It takes a long time to figure this out.
I told you this before, and I'll say it again. Dicktown is the kind of thing. TV was lucky to have Dicktown. You could do Dicktown. You could do Dicktown on stage. You and David Reese could get up there and do Dicktown. You could do this thing could take many forms. And I feel like it could be one of those things that just changes shape for however you decide it to be. Not unlike the way Alan Partridge can be a TV show and then can be a podcast and then can be a book. Like he can do all different things. I feel like Dicktown has the versatility to do that. So I
think I'd like to do. You've just inspired me to do a one-off with Floyd County. No matter what happens with Dicktown on Hulu, it's an animated show starring David Reese and me as versions of ourselves, David and John, failed detectives.
Yeah,
but I think you've inspired me to ask Floyd County if we can do a series of our characters animated doing get ready with me videos for Instagram, like all the young influencers do.
Yeah, unboxing videos.
I wish I had thought of this at the beginning of the season. We might have gotten some traction here.
Yeah. I'm actually
unboxing videos.
Yeah, I'm actually cleaning up. I do reboxing videos on YouTube where I send the thing back. They're not as popular as the unboxing videos.
Right.
Where I'm just like, hey guys, I just got this Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers box set, and I'm going to return it. All right, let's put it back in the box and let's get some packing peanuts in there. And all right, go get some tape and take it. Now I'm going to take it to the UPS store.
Tom, what you consider to be a joke is actually a really, 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 really good idea. I mean, honestly, there are people I would watch this
reboxing.
If there was
video.
someone who got really into reboxing and was like a perfectionist about it. Because when I worked when I first worked in New York City, I worked as a receptionist at a literary agency, and my desk was right next to the mailroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we all love stationery and packing supplies,
Yeah.
obviously.
Who doesn't?
But Lewis, the guy who packed up things in the mailroom, because we were sending out all kinds of physical mail at the time,
Mm-hmm.
he had like a hopper full of packing peanuts, like a drop down hopper. Like he could
Mm-hmm.
just open a box and then move a thing over, and then it was above him on a track of some kind.
Sure.
And it was just a big hopper full of packing peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
They would open a thing, they would just drop down and close it. If you had one of those things and you became obsessed with like packing it up perfectly,
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
people would go wild. And then Tom, if you did this, what you'd have to do is always, your signature move would be on a really nice piece of stationery with really good handwriting, write a thank you note and explaining why it just wasn't right for you, but that you
Yes.
appreciated it.
Yeah. No, I
Signed,
appreciate.
Tom Scharpling,
Yeah.
the Phantom Packer.
I appreciate the. I thought this might be for me. It's not for me. I'd like a refund.
Oh my God, or whatever. That would be so exciting. I'd be watching that.
Yeah.
I'd be watching that at 4:00 in the morning. You know it.
Yeah. Now, when you describe johnhodgman.com, when you describe the work environment there when you were in publishing, are you sure you didn't work in Brazil, the movie Brazil, the way you're talking about a guy with a track that had packing peanuts fill up with it? Did Robert De Niro ever burst in? Did Robert De Niro ever burst in with a screwdriver and turn your air conditioning back on?
No, but it was a very old-timey office. I mean, the whole reason that I chose to work there, they offered me the job and I took it. That's the reason I chose to work there. And I didn't interview for anything else. It didn't occur to me that I should pick a job that paid well.
No.
It occurred to me that I should pick a job that was in this beautiful old Beaux-Arts brownstone mansion on 26th Street, excuse me. And like with, wood paneling, it looked like a movie set of what a publishing concern should look like. And these overstuffed couches, and it was the former private bank, and there was a vault in the back. It was very cinematic place to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't care about what they did there. I just wanted to feel good walking up to the building where I worked. And I also liked all the dark corners where I could take naps. And I took many, many naps.
Sure.
I could hide there. They didn't care. They weren't paying me enough for me to do anything other than answer the phone, read a few lines of manuscript pages, and then go for a nap next to a potted fern.
Sure.
It was a delight, but you could lose your life that way. I lost 7 years to that complacency. That was no good.
You were in that velvet cage. That velvet cage. You'd get a free book. You'd sleep between next to a plant, and you were just like, man, this is pretty sweet. I get free books.
I thought you could eat books at the time.
Yeah,
that's why I went with them.
Who knew?
With that program. The golden handcuffs of early 90s publishing industry.
You should have kept working at that cheese shop if that was the case, because you can eat cheese. You can't eat books.
Yeah. It's a little bit of the reason why. I mean, aside from the fact that my family is held hostage in an ocean cave by lobstermen, that I still make some breakfast sandwiches at the general store.
I would love to see you fight back against your look. And I'm not saying your actual family. This is the cast, the people playing your family in this movie. Nothing but safety and for your actual family. But in this movie, we're talking about this fictionalized version of your life. You climb up the side of the. First of all, I picture a scene where you, like Apocalypse Now, you rise from the water,
right,
and then you get on.
And I'm not a gentleman anymore, Tom. I'm not wearing a tuxedo under a wetsuit.
No more.
I'm like wearing ocean combat garb of some kind.
You rise up and you climb up the side of the lobster boat.
Yeah,
and then but you're climbing with what now? Candlepin bowling balls, and you beat them with their own sport.
No, like I got a bandolier of candle pins, and I whip them out and go, and I knock them out. I hit them right in the middle of the forehead.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, and and then you just say, yeah, light this candle. Pin head.
Who's the dead wood now?
Yeah, you pin.
Who's the dead wood now?
Who's the dead wood now? Yeah.
Hey, Pinhead, who's the dead wood now? See, we workshopped it together.
Yeah, and then like
hat on a hat, as they say, but it was good.
You knock one of them out, and then he's like, and you're just like, yeah, who's the Flatlander now? Because you're laying flat on the side on the deck of this lobster boat, you dunce.
I'll tell you, it's pretty good. We should write it up. This could be my taken. This could be my taken.
This could be your taken. I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you? What's 20?
I have a certain set of skills.
You do. You'd be like,
I make breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, I have a certain set of skills.
Sandwiches.
I make breakfast sandwiches. I can edit a book. I can write a book. I can play a ukulele. Actually, I'm not going to be able to rescue my family. Come to think of it, with this set of skills. Best of luck to them. I'm going to start a new life. They can fend for themselves. They're in trouble.
Yeah, I'll go back in the kitchen now. I'm sorry,
but that was a fake out, and then suddenly you're just wiping them out left and right. Now, John Hodgman, we have a musical act coming up shortly, so I need to throw to the next studio in a minute. But I want to ask you, what do you what's 2022 hold for a John Hodgman? What can we look forward to?
Well, Tom, I mean, I'm here in New York. I'm up early because I'm going to get picked up by a van to go work on the set of a different Hulu show, a live action Hulu show, a musical, a romantic comedy musical called Up Here, that was co-created by my friends, the very great songwriters, Bobby Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez. Bobby co-created Avenue Q and the Book of Mormon, and Kristen and Bobby together wrote a lot of songs for different musicals, including movies, including a little song for Frozen called Let It Go that got them an Oscar award. Amazing. That's a top award in film.
So these are the Filth Puppet people, and they did that Filth Puppet show on Broadway that I just want to say, I went to see this thing with my grandson and with my pastor, and
were you taken by surprise a little?
Yeah, we left within 2 minutes of it. We were just like, what is it? What is this film? Like, I'm joking. I don't have a grandson, and I definitely don't have a pastor. More of a chance of me having a grandson than a pastor, but I don't have either.
I'm very happy to be working on those two. They said, what are you going to do? And I said, I got nothing to do this summer, so I guess I'm going to spend it in Maine with my family and maybe try to do a little bit of writing on some projects that David Reese and I are thinking about, and just kind of take a break. Dicktown came out, and it'd just be nice to be with my family in a beautiful part of the world and not stay in hot, sweaty New York City working on a soundstage. And they said, well, that's what you're going to do instead.
Yeah.
I said, whoops, okay, I'll do it.
Who woke me up?
What?
What was that weird voice? I heard a weird voice.
Well, Tom,
what was
going.
that?
Sorry, I know you got.
Apparently,
I know you got to get going.
Apparently, season 4.
Who's that, Hodgman?
Apparently, season 4 of Twin Peaks is happening here. Mike, that was the creepiest thing I ever heard in my life. You went, who woke me up?
Yeah.
My life.
I know it's you. I know what happened. I'm still scared. That scared me, Mike.
I suddenly realized what the uncanny valley of Mike is, that his voice sounds like the little person in the red room. The guy who recorded all of his dialogue backwards, and then they played the tape backwards to make him sound as strange as Mike sounds naturally.
A podcast you like will be coming back in 20 years.
I have great news. Creepy luggage is on sale at Marshall's.
Mike.
Yeah.
You gonna let him get away with this?
Yeah, it's I let him go.
Oh, you are going to let him get away with it. Okay.
I give him free reign.
Fair enough. Look, I like
It's part of the act. It's part of the act. We're a team
part
now.
of the act. You got to get Mike in these.
Can you sing Let Him Go in the style of Let It Go from the movie Frozen, as written by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Bobby Lopez?
Me?
No, Mike.
No, Mike doesn't.
I don't
This is
know
the
that
Mike and
stuff.
John show now.
You think Mike knows a song from Frozen?
Yeah, come on.
Come on, John.
Let him go, let him go.
Look, Mike could sing you the love theme of Strozik. he ain't going to be able to sing no Frozen for you.
Mike, how are you doing? Are you doing all right?
No, I'm not doing all right, but
We'll get some
this
rest.
takes my mind off of things.
Get a little bit of rest, Mike. We're going to throw over and do this band now. We got a band in studio. That's right. In the middle of the night, we got a band here. But John Hodgman.
Yes, Tom.
I
It's
hope
nice talking to you.
it was so nice talking to you. I hope you. I hope I get to see you in person one of these days. And
Yeah,
come on out to Lipstick City. I'll show you my Los Angeles.
I would love to drive around in an Entourage style convertible car.
When we get out there, first thing I pick you up at the airport, and you get in my car. First thing I pull it, I press play on the stereo, and you hear bow no no, bow no 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 bow no no. We listen to I Love L.A. 6 times in a row.
Right.
Then we listen to yeah on the Entourage theme 6 times in a row. And then we've arrived. And watch this segue. And John Hodgman.
and then we will have arrived at the In-N-Out Burger on right next to the airport.
So we'll wait for 4.5 hours for a completely mediocre hamburger. Because it's a hamburger we grew up on. Yeah, no, that's how we'll do it. And the band is ready. John Hodgman, you're the best in the biz.
Hey, Tom.
I appreciate you making the time and being a part of this.
Let's do this. Let's just do this reboxing video. Let's write the screenplay for my Taken. It'll be called John Hodgman's Taken.
Yeah.
I'm going to do these Instagram videos for Dicktown. Dicktown available on Hulu right now.
I love
all
it.
10 episodes. Only like 200 minutes total. Go watch it. Thank you very much, Tom.
Yes, thank you, John.
That show is truly the best show for life.
You're sweet. You're sweet, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care of yourself.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.